I just want to take his take on this particular. President Donald Trump has reintroduced sweeping 30% tariffs on imports from country like Mexico, country like EU even, and he has imposed 37% on Bangladesh, Vietnam. By the way, Vietnam has negotiated into 25%, Bangladesh has negotiated 2% only in 35. But there are other 16% which includes 51% on Bangladeshi goods into USA. As a policymaker, you have experience how to deal this kind of situation. Mr. Minister, my question is, Mr. Norman says it is an opportunity. How do you see this?
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for having me on board. And Mr. Shanto and Norman from Washington. Good morning, Norman. I feel you were having
good morning, sir.
You will have a good day today. You see, if I consider all this question in a package, I see it's different way. Well, Mr. Trump, he's looking in his way America first. And as a Bangladeshi, I look Bangladesh first. So this is our competition. What Trump wants, that the trade imbalance with Bangladesh and USA should be regulated. Means that deficit should not be that big. 4 billion we export. Instead of that, we import only 2.2 billion. So there's a nearly 6 billion gap. Well, why all of a sudden Trump wants it? That's the question comes in our mind. Does it mean that he's going to impose exactly 35%? I don't think so. What Norman said it's opportunity. We all know threat becomes opportunity. So this is a threat. It might turn to opportunity, and we will do that. Well, if they raise the taxes, who pays it? The consumers pays it. End of the day, consumers pay it. Does it affect to the American citizen? Of course, it affects to the American citizen. Can they buy high cost this kind of goods? No, they cannot. Is he going to give them subsidy like in the corona time? No. But Trump will make a huge earnings in his treasury, taking the tax tariff value high. So he's going to raise his fund, but instead of that, he might spend in other direction. Not he's going to give subsidy to the people to buy it, because it's not an essential commodity. Well, in this case, why Trump want it? That's the major question comes. Well, if we talk about the organization, which one is built in 1948, there's a General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. That's how it started. In 1995, it became World Trade Organization. So does he violate the World Trade Organization aim? Of course he is. He is. Because the aim of World Trade Organization is not that all of a sudden you hike your taxes, you valued your tariffs, and you put other country in jeopardy. Let's say we have a huge government industry. All of a sudden, whatever he likes he's doing, he is doing a tariff war, but we are fighting for our food and our rehabilitations, our employment. Over 6 million people will be unemployed. So can he do that? No. The World Trade Organization will not going to allow it, but he is doing it. And the answer, he simply said that we are doing it for our security. Let's see, the main tariff war, I believe China versus the US, that's the thing. We know a word, it calls rules of origin. So if we talk a product made in Bangladesh, but Trump is looking, what is the rules of origin? The rules of origin of this product means we are only cutting and manufacturing. Other commodity are importing from others. So let's make a shirt. The whole shirt, the cloth is coming from China. And we are taking, let's say 5% of the total cost, sewing and manufacturing. So who is getting the most benefited? The China. Is it going to give all the leverage to the China? They will import the clothes from China, and we'll do the cutting and manufacturing, and we'll get a little commission, and the Chinese getting the most of the benefit. So he's not going to let it do that.
Yeah, they will sell their products.
Basically, who is making money? China is making money. So Trump is looking with his microscopic eye. You have to understand that he is a businessman. He's not a politician. He looks the business. His aim is to build America first. The domestic industry in United States, day by day, they are not working because you know that their cost, living cost is high. Per hour salary, Norman will bail me out, maybe $17 per hour. So, are they going to make a manufacture RMG? No, they are not going to do it. He must import it from
Sir,
others.
according to you, I find a different picture on this, that China is going to be benefited and American citizens are going to pay more. This is what I understand according to you, and Trump is making money for his treasury as he committed that he will make America great again.
Yeah, but Norman says it's an opportunity. I believe it's an opportunity. Because who's going to supply the same chain RMG better than us? Because it's a labor intensive product. We have a much more cheaper labor than all other nations.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, he's going to do that, like in India we'll have the more leverage, or Vietnam will have the more leverage. We have enough time to negotiate this thing.
Right,
but
sir.
it will give us an opportunity for us, I believe that.
Last 1 month, we are watching the diplomatic failures in different fronts. Now, the war again started.
Re-escalation.
Re-escalation.
If I address this question, the previous question, I want to say a few more points. Let's say Trump has something others in his mind also. The government bike and plane, arms equipment, warhead, all those things to fill up the gap of the trade imbalance. He might look for that. He might look for renegotiating Indo-Pacific or something political agenda. It's a package deal. It's not a simple thing. So there's a lot of things inside it, and he's playing all the cards, whatever he can play. You know, he's a smart player. So let's go to the next question, re-escalation of this war. Of course, the re-escalation will be there. You know why? Because Russia is not going to let other people come to his neighbor. He wants to control his neighbor. Ukraine is his neighbor. And Ukraine is going to the NATO. Who likes it? He doesn't like it. And he wants to be again the dipolar world hero. And he's going to continue this thing. In the meantime, Trump threat is very much cognizable because, you know, he threatened for 50 days, if you don't come to the peace deal, then what I'm going to do? I'll put all these NATO countries as a sanction, those who are going to buy fuel from Russia. You see, this is a big threat. And he said, yes, of course, I'll give them the arms and ammunition. And they're not going to give directly soldiers because they don't want to involve in direct war, which doesn't seem so good in this time of the world. The world is very much excited state now, Israel, Gaza, and all those things. So here, Russia wants to play his card and United States wants to play their card. But this time I think NATO and United States are in a good hand, and perhaps they will go for the peace negotiation if Trump, what he said, if he does mean that.